According to iSeeCars, more than 9% of all Jeep Wranglers sold in the United States have clocked over 200,000 miles, a statistic that firmly places it among the longest-lasting SUVs on the road. That's an impressive number, but like all statistics, it doesn't tell the whole story. Because while some Wranglers can seemingly last forever with the right care, others can be money pits depending on the year, how they've been used, and how well they've been maintained. So the real question is, should you buy a used Jeep Wrangler? Let's start with why the Wrangler is so loved. Few vehicles have such a strong identity. It's rugged, open, and instantly recognizable. With its roots in World War II, the Wrangler has kept that same adventurous spirit. Its removable roof, doors, and fold-down windshield make it a go-anywhere, do-anything kind of vehicle. It's not trying to be sleek or fancy. It's a machine built for freedom, dirt trails, and unpaved roads. That timeless design is one of the main reasons it holds its value so well. Even older models fetch impressive prices because demand never really dies down. But the used Wrangler market can be a tricky place to navigate. You'll find Wranglers that have spent their entire lives on highways, and others that have been beaten up on rocky trails every weekend. Many owners love to modify their Jeeps with lift kits, oversized tires, and LED lights, which look great but can mask a lot of wear and tear. A heavily modified Wrangler might have seen more punishment than it appears, and if parts weren't installed correctly, you could inherit problems that cost thousands to fix. That's why it's critical to have any used Wrangler inspected by a mechanic familiar with the brand before buying. The model year you choose will also make or break your experience. The early JK generation from 2007 to 2011 is where many buyers get burned. Those years came with the 3.8-liter V6 engine, which is known for burning oil and feeling sluggish. They also suffered from what Jeep fans call the death wobble, a terrifying steering vibration caused by worn suspension components. Electrical issues and leaky roofs were also common complaints. Unless you find one with a spotless history and proof that major components have been replaced or serviced, it's usually best to avoid those years. Things improved dramatically in 2012 when Jeep introduced the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6. It brought better performance, reliability, and fuel economy. The 2015 to 2018 Wranglers, especially, are widely considered some of the best used options. They have fewer mechanical issues, a refined interior, and that unmistakable Wrangler toughness. Expect to pay around $20,000 to $28,000 for a clean, low-mileage example. But that's money well spent for a reliable off-roader that still feels modern. For those wanting something newer, the 2018 to 2020 JL models ushered in a more comfortable ride, a stronger chassis, and modern technology. However, early JLs did have teething problems, including steering wander and occasional infotainment glitches. Jeep worked out most of those bugs by the 2021 model year, making Wranglers from 2021 onward some of the most refined and dependable versions to date. If your budget allows, these later models offer the best blend of off-road capability, comfort, and reliability. There's also the matter of cost, not the purchase price, but what it'll take to keep one running smoothly. The average annual repair and maintenance cost for a Wrangler is around $700, slightly higher than the typical SUV. Common repairs include oxygen sensors, throttle bodies, and fuel filters, each costing anywhere between $250 and $600. If you're unlucky enough to need a transmission replacement, you could be staring at a bill close to $3,500, while a full engine rebuild can climb to $6,000 depending on the damage. Even something simple like replacing all 4 tires can set you back over $1,000, especially if it's wearing all-terrain rubber. Fuel economy is another area where the Wrangler isn't exactly kind. Older V6 models typically return around 17 to 20 miles per gallon, and that can dip even lower if the vehicle has been modified or lifted. When you add the boxy shape and the fact that many are driven with big knobby tires, you start to realize that the Wrangler isn't built for efficiency, it's built for adventure. Still, that adventure is what draws people in. The Wrangler isn't supposed to feel like a luxury SUV. It's supposed to feel raw, connected, and unfiltered. That is part of its magic. When you take the top off, feel the wind, and hear the tires crunching gravel, you understand why people swear by them. They're emotional vehicles, not logical ones. So, should you buy a used Jeep Wrangler? The answer depends on what you're looking for. If you need a quiet, fuel-efficient commuter that glides down the highway, you'll probably regret it. But if you want something that can take you places most cars can't, that you can modify and make your own, and that will hold its value for years, then a Wrangler makes perfect sense. The sweet spot for most buyers lies in the 2015 to 2018 range. Modern enough to be comfortable and reliable, but not so new that you're paying top-dollar depreciation. If your budget can stretch further, a 2021 or newer JL offers a more polished experience without sacrificing the classic Wrangler feel. Whichever you choose, make sure it's been cared for, avoid overly modified examples, and always get a pre-purchase inspection. A used Jeep Wrangler can be both a dream and a headache, depending on how wisely you buy. But when you get it right, few vehicles offer that same sense of adventure, toughness, and timeless cool. It's not just a car, it's a ticket to freedom on four wheels, and that's something that never really goes out of style. If you found the video useful, be sure to hit the like button to support us. Thank you.